All right, we're good. All right, thanks everyone for joining us for another Friday edition of the Storage Meetup. Again, this is very free-flowing conversations for everyone in the storage industry. I'm looking around, we got owners and operators and vendors, anything. So we're all here just to learn from each other, ask questions, anything goes. And today's session, I think he's on. We got to start off. We do have a show and tell for a few minutes. And then after that, hey, anything goes. It's very kind of a free flowing conversation today. So I appreciate you guys taking the time and joining us here. Like seeing the new faces. That's always fun to seeing it grow. So thanks for being here. Before we get started too far, Tom, are you on yet? I didn't see your name pop up yet.
I'm seeing it.
Tom from Colliers?
I don't see him yet, Jim.
No, not yet.
But I do.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Anthony made a really good point there, and I really want to kind of touch on that a little bit after we get into this.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how many people are really actually doing some of the things Anthony was just talking about on a regular basis.
Cool. All right, there's Tom. He just jumped on.
Yep. There
and I'm going to share this in chat as well. Again, this platform, it's all about bringing value, frankly. And so if you're an operator, if you're a vendor, whatever, you want to do one of these, 10, 15 minutes at the top of the show. It's our show and tell that you can, again, show. I just want people just talking about what they do. I want to see some demonstration of what it does. So I'll put it in chat. You're welcome to book a time. It's a first come, first serve kind of a deal. Tom, I think I saw you just jump on. You here?
Yes.
Cool. Where are you
I'm
at?
here. Hey, sorry, I was in the Google Meetup waiting.
That's it.
But apparently that's not the right place. So
nope. I don't know what that is. All right, where are you at here? I'm looking for you.
He's on my second row left, Jim.
Got too many people. Want a spotlight, Tom?
We were at 67.
I'm looking for you.
Why my camera's not working here? Let's see.
Oh, that's why I'm not seeing you. Gotta get your camera on, otherwise this doesn't work.
Can I spotlight him, Jim? I don't see it.
I'm here.
Tom.
I'm here.
There you go. I gotcha.
Wrong. I was on the wrong venue. I don't know how. In my calendar, it said something about a join with Google Meet.
I don't mess with Google Meet, so it's all on Zoom. But you're here. That's all that matters. So
same meat market, right?
Yeah, exactly. So no, the floor is yours for a few minutes. You can go ahead.
All right, cool. Well, hey, I really appreciate it, Jim. Glad to be here. Glad to see everybody on. So yeah, I thought I'd share a little bit of an update on the self-storage market, the investment sales market for 2025, and then kind of what we're seeing for 2026. I've been with Colliers for 19 years, I guess, and have specialized in the storage industry since 2010. So it's been about 16 years. So the last few years have provided a fair amount of headwinds, as everybody knows. The operational metrics have been a challenge. Rents, occupancies struggled, particularly with newer assets. And because of that, the investment sales market has struggled, along with all of the economic headwinds from an operational standpoint. We've got the higher for longer interest rate environment. So kind of a double whammy as far as trying to get transactions done. Nonetheless, our team had not our best year ever, but a really good year. There's a lot of willing sellers, and there's a ton of money on the sidelines. Now it just comes about discipline in pricing for deals that are owner managed, that are below market rents, and you can prove it. There's a market at very aggressive cap rates. I mean, we have a deal in the San Diego market in contract for a sub-5 cap rate. And that's on an in-place trailing 12, not a forward projected anything, right? It's in place T12 sub 5 cap. So the buyers for those assets are out there. The deals that we've had listed that struggle are ones that rely on any type of projections. Particularly, like I said, some of the newer stuff that got built, maybe institutionally managed, maybe REIT managed, maybe, like an extra space type product.
Nobody talking
that,
about how
that has struggled to meet, get anywhere near what they had projected when they did their their development plans in 2021 and 22, right? So I think that's where there's a big disconnect in the market. I spoke to a few folks yesterday, all the big teams, with Cushman, with Marcus, with CBRE, they've all had struggles selling newer portfolios that are mid to late stage lease up or early to C of O. Those deals have had a hard time finding a market because of the gap between bid ask, or the bid ask spread they call it. So that's been the challenge in the market for 2026. We forecast the market to be somewhat similar to 2025. I think we'll see more properties hit the market. There's a lot of pent up demand to sell, particularly on the institutional capital side. Most of the deals that were penciled out, land bought, 5, 6, 7 years ago, that have now been built and they're open 3, 4 years. They're at the end of their life cycle for most of these investors. So sponsors are, the capital is looking to get out. Sponsors provide some resistance because they don't get their profit until there's an upside, right? So there's that little bit of disconnect in the market, but a ton of demand to transact. So I do think we'll see continued momentum from like the second half of last year, continued through this year. But the buyers will be disciplined. Sellers need to capitulate a little bit. You need to talk to folks like Jim to get your operating metrics in order. Whatever you can do to optimize your income so that you can hit your target numbers, that's going to be the key driver for a property that's REIT or institutional managed. There's not that big lift. People aren't going to pay a sub 5 cap on in place because there's not a big lift in the operational upside versus buying a mom and pop that maybe undermanaged. So anyway, that's kind of an update on the market. I'm happy to answer questions if anybody has them. If not, I'll throw it back to you, Jimbo. Oh, you're on mute.
I was reading a lot of people's comments when they went to the New York investor conference,
Yes.
whatever you call it. Now it's kind of the same sentiment of what you're talking about. So very important.
Yeah, and I posted something on that. I don't know, it was this morning or yesterday. I forgot.
Yeah.
Too many things going on LinkedIn, but yeah, no, the commentary from there was definitely. I took away the keyword for the year is discipline.
Good. Oh, so did you attend that too? You went to that?
I did not. I had a conflict. I had a kid that had to take to physical therapy that had ACL surgery. I couldn't get it on another day, so I had to miss it.
I'll post a review on that as well. But yeah, it's just being disciplined. And I mean, before there was a lot of stupid money getting thrown around. Let's just call it what it is. But now it's yeah.
I helped place some of that stupid money in 2021 and 22. We had some record years back then, and
well, thanks, Tom.
My post in the comments from the thing was that I missed the Wild West days of 21 and 22. I hate discipline. Discipline's not good for brokerage.
That's great. Well, yeah, go ahead and put your contact information in chat for anything like that. That'd be great. I want to have a perspective coming on of buyers, sellers, and just kind of the market right now. So I appreciate that.
Tom, are you still seeing a lot of people that have pie in the sky? What sellers they think it's worth what it was during COVID years, and hey, my property's worth $4.5 million, and you guys go in and evaluate it's like 3.1, Are you still seeing? I'm hearing some of that still out there, and
Yeah. Yeah. I have four properties listed that are guilty of being overpriced. Kind of priced on where the operator provided their projections, and they're not far off in the schedule that they set, but nobody's buying them based on the next 2 years worth of projections. I've got plenty of offers that are based on a T12 at reasonable cap rates, but unfortunately, they have 90% bridge debt on these assets, and that ends up being well over 100% loan to value based on the bridge debt programs that Extra Space and Public had placed a big chunk of their money in 21 and 22, right? And that was at projected value for a lot of these new deals. And none of them are worth, well, none of them, the majority are not worth, what the current debt is. And that's the issue.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, no, well, I don't know. Will we see distressed deals? I mean, I certainly think there's plenty of distress out there, but so far what we've seen is, the banks have been punting, extend and pretend, or kick the can down the road, or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah.
well, Tom, I mean, I know when I was with my last company, Freedom, we actually had some money put aside waiting for some of these distressed deals to come back around because, like in 08 and 09, when things really started getting to the point where you could pick up a property for a good deal, some buyers I think are still kind of hedging some of them are going to pop up in 26 and 27.
Well, and we work with a number of special servicers, and they'll call us every quarter to get an update on the market on some of their assets that are in special servicing. And there's a fair amount of them, but they just haven't acted on them yet. But they're keeping their ear to where the market is, and I think if we see a softer year this year, some of those deals may come around. I mean, honestly, some of the best deals I ever sold were representing U.S. Bank coming out of the GFC. I mean, I sold two of them in Sacramento to Trojan Storage that I think they might have made 600% on those in like 3 years. It was insane. Yeah.
I remember a couple of them in 08 and 09 when I was back with Devin, and there were one of our investors got a couple of songs really, really, really cheap, and he was when he sold them a couple years later, he was like just living high on a hog. So I mean, I know some people are kind of hedging that bet. I don't want to see it happen, but I know some people are thinking that. So
and I think we'll see some, but I don't think we're going to see an avalanche of distressed deals. So I wouldn't go raise $1 billion fund counting on it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sure some people have, but I don't think we're going to see hundreds of them. We may see, a dozen or two over the next year.
Cool, very cool.
That's great. You mentioned, Jim, you want to circle back to the software.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony made a real good point about when you're transitioning from software or even transitioning to I mean, I see Jess Johnson just out here from Storage Group transitioning websites or transitioning anything, buying new properties. A lot of us forget as operators that we should be doing things on a regular basis. Like, when was the last time anybody on here actually went online and rented a unit at your own property online to make sure everything went through right? Or I know, I don't know if Shannon's on here from the call center, but testing your phone numbers, make sure to go where they're supposed to go with the call centers. Make sure to ring where they're supposed to ring. Make sure to get picked up, because a lot of people are using these tracking numbers online from call around stuff, and if you don't renew them, they drop off, they fall off. I mean, Jess, you and I had a conversation one day. We had a customer, a mutual one, that was using numbers that weren't in existence anymore. They didn't go anywhere, but nobody tested it. So how many people on here are regularly testing to make sure your website and your phone systems are doing what they're supposed to do? And I can tell you, when we rolled out the rental completion link through SiteLink, I actually went through and rented online on our website, and then I used the rental completion link, and I sent a video shot it and sent it to my manager so they saw how both processes work from the customer's perspective. And that way, when somebody called in and said they're having a problem doing something online, they had a video reference to go back to see where it's supposed to be doing. So Anthony made a good point about when you change things, how many of us are really testing them on a regular basis to make sure it's working for us?
And Jim, I'll add even one thing that I'm even doing any further is I'm letting an account. I've created an account and I'm letting it go. I'm not making any payments on it. So that's one step also further, because some people don't realize in your delinquency process,
Where'd
that's
you
where
learn that trick from?
Huh?
Where'd you learn that trick from?
Possibly you, but more in my head too, because it was one thing that I was, that's one thing that I'm looking at is okay, even though that, we have a majority of our customers everybody's going to complain about the ones that don't pay, but we have a majority of customers who do, but those are the ones that are fine. But what about the notifications, the reminders, different things that got to happen, especially the legal way the legal way all the way through the auction. So I've got a unit and I'm not going to pay February's bill. I'm just going to let it go. And I will get the email notifications. I'll get the late to lien letters. I'll get everything from there to see how that full process from A to Z goes.
Yeah. I had three units at my company, my property, 3 different stores. And I actually created 2 different email addresses to make sure they all worked. So yeah, I did the same thing, and it's interesting to make sure you're getting the things, because when you have, like, I know when I was there, we had a lot of CRM set up for holiday letters and things like that. So I wanted to make sure those things went out, rate increase letters, things like that, make sure they went out. So we were part of it. I canceled it later, but again, it was a small unit, so I didn't affect a lot of square footage. But knowing how your processes work to make sure things go smooth is huge. And I know we talk about it all the time, but some people, that phrase, set it and forget it. Jim, how many times have we talked about that, where people just set it and forget it and don't test anything?
Oh, of course. I've been guilty of it. It's crazy how much time flies. You're like, oh my gosh, I haven't checked this in 3 months. And then, of course, you do that, and then the link is broken or a phone number's missed off by a digit or some crap like that. So
we started setting stuff up in our calendars to remind us, and actually it's funny,
not
funny.
Yeah.
My wife got pulled over the other day for expired registration in Pennsylvania, because in Pennsylvania they don't do the tags anymore. So we went through and put all of our cars in a calendar base, so we know when they're going to come up, so it'll ping us. But having a calendar set up for reminders for things is important.
Yeah. Or even for us, it's even down to, like merge fields. You can, if something's not lining up right with it, within a software transition, and you pull over your lease from one to the other, one software to the merge fields are differently. So one thing that we had to catch right away was the signature line.
Yeah,
It's
Jim,
simple
I'm
as
glad
that,
you brought
but
that
going
up.
through all that.
Oh, sorry, Anthony. I thought you were
No,
done,
you're
Anthony. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I was just going to say, Jim, thanks for bringing that up about, obviously going through the rental process like a consumer would. We're doing a webinar next week about some website upgrades we feel like will help you dominate. And, the click to call, texting options, chatbot options, those are conversion tools for you potentially if they're used right, right? But you lead a call to a dead number or a number that's not working, you've instantly lost that consumer's trust, right? So it's a trickle down effect. So you really need to make sure all of those things are buttoned up and working. And then that causes friction and frustration for the consumer too. And they're going to bounce from your website because we know there's no loyalty here. It's whoever's closest, who has the best prices, who has good amenities, and who I can rent from the fastest. Piggy, I'm sorry, my dog is whining in the background. But yeah, those are critical things for you to check. And again, they can become conversion tools and help you get more leads, help you get tenants in the door renting from you. So you have to check these things often because it's technology, right? And sometimes technology breaks and you might not necessarily know unless it's being monitored. So I think that was a really good point to bring up, Jim.
Jess, why don't you drop your webinar in the chat for next week so we can get more people on it for you.
Please.
I will. Thank you. And Biggie wants to join the meeting, guys. So sorry.
It's okay. Jess, you like my comment about crab fries this morning?
I'm coming for crab fries this year, Jim. I'm making that game this year.
Nice. Last thing I would point out, I also say it's an audit, right? You're auditing all other aspects of your business this should be an audit and be more frequent than once a year. It's got to be maybe
Quarterly.
once a quarter, every 6 months. You could do all those things, and if you are doing that consistently, you're gonna, all those things falling through the cracks are gonna start to get picked up, and good processes and procedures.
Well, see,
Coming
Scott, it's even
from
like simple like payment links, making sure your payment links work.
Yeah.
coming from a management company, we have 46 locations. So to keep track of every single website, all the different tracking phone numbers, we use like our backend software, Noah, that alerts every single manager, hey, it's time for your quarterly review of like, I'm looking at it right now, your local listings, your Google, Yelp, Bing, Yahoo, Facebook, lead generators. Are you checking on your Sparefoot website, making sure all the information there is correct? Looking at your app, making sure there's no app problems, phone campaign audit. So all the numbers that are linked to your facility, they have to go in and dial every single one and check every single menu option quarterly. So, and then if it's not done, we all get alerted at corporate that, hey, these are past due and the manager didn't do it. What's going on? So that's
Camille,
a
how
way that
many?
we keep track.
So you've been doing it regularly. I know we were doing it regularly too, but on a regular quarter, how many would you find that were wrong? I mean, you would find. I know every time I did it, I would find something that the ring cycle fell through, or the link got broke, or something like that. So I mean, it's not like we're doing it for no reason, but I know you probably found them too, right?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot. I mean, there would be some audits that I do and everything's great. I'm like, love that. But then, yeah, every now and again, there would be one number where some menu option didn't go where it's supposed to. Or we went online and our Google page, it's like, who changed the address, or what's this weird picture that's popping up that's not even of our facility? So going in and actually, and I mean, it's check mark boxes. You have to check every single thing from your address, your phone number, the pictures, every single thing. And if something doesn't check out, we all get alerted. Our marketing manager goes in, they fix it, we're good.
It's hard to get rid of them pictures that don't belong, though, isn't it?
Oh, I know. Well,
Yeah.
the more people that do it, the better. So, the manager does it, they have the assistant manager do it, corporate does it, and then eventually Google will get it down, but you have to have enough people do it.
Yeah. And Camille, I think that's a really good point about like who changed Google. We all
Mhm.
forget that you don't actually own that Google business profile. It's user generated content. And so
Yeah.
anybody can change it at any time. Check those absolutely because you never know what information is going to change if you're not monitoring. It's a nightmare. I had one location that was marked permanently closed
Yeah.
and it was accepted. And I'm like, guys, come on. So yeah, it's
Well,
really
especially remotely managed locations, like they'll suddenly pop up as like permanently closed. It's like, no, no, like we are open. You're not going to find us in office hours. So going in and tackling how that appears on Google. So,
yeah.
and then God, I've seen so many different images of like auction units or somebody sold something out of their unit online and somehow that's gotten on our Google photos. And it's like, nobody cares to see the junk in your storage unit. That's not, representative of our business.
Yeah, I had one photo. It took me a year before I could get Google to
Wow.
take it down. Yeah, it was really frustrating. So, yeah.
Corey, you raised a
Yeah.
good point, especially for us. When you have a lot of remote stores, making sure that you have the right hours on your GBP page, that because yes, you're not there every day, you're open and you have an office taking care of it somewhere else. So those hours sometimes can be very tricky to handle. How have you handled that for your customers that have remote properties? How are you handling the hours? Any
We're
recommendations?
going we're going under the basis if the call center is open, if they're taking phone calls, that's the hours to post, right? Because that you are available to them. It's you might be remotely managed, but go with the hours that you actually have someone available.
Good point.
I
And
think
just as
that
we've
is
been
also what we're
talking,
doing.
just real quick, as we've been talking, I put it in chat. I just had ChatGPT create a nice audit checklist, whatever you want to call it. Haven't proofed it all yet, but it looks pretty good to me if you look at it real quick. So I just put it in chat. Cool. Download it.
Does look good, Jim.
Better than nothing. Hey, ChatGPT, 5 seconds. Only way to go. That's
But
that's
back to
what
the original question: how many people are? And I'm hoping you'll be honest. How many people haven't done it recently? Anybody got the hand of shame for us? Because it's interesting.
I call BS because it happens for sure.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
So I actually, after my show and tell last week, I was kind of asking like, hey, did we get like any demo requests for Revenue Pro? And we hadn't seen any. And then I was like, you know what? let's just try out that, the link on our website about like get a demo. Well, what do you know? We had some website changes and that didn't work. So if you did want a demo, go back, we fixed it. But it's stuff like that where it's like even down to the contact form on your, general website, making sure that that works. So
Well,
you got to
drop your
test everything.
link again, Camille.
Yeah,
this week.
we'll do. That's why I was like, man, nobody, not a single person. And I was like, well, they couldn't have. It didn't work.
It's crazy.
Yep.
It's great.
And, I mean, somebody said it earlier. I think Jess, you said it. We're in such a needed now society, and people have no patience for anything. It reminded me when I was in Disney with the kids. There was a line for one of the rides, and it was like 45 minutes, and it was really a good line. And my daughter's like, "Really? I gotta wait 45 minutes for this one?" I'm like, "Really?" When we were kids, we waited an hour and a half for stuff like this, and people's focus now is like it's like a gnat size. If it's not there, it's gone.
Jim used to walk to school backwards in the snow uphill.
Yeah. Scott, I'm not as
Both
old
ways.
as you
No
are, my
shoes.
friend.
Without shoes, yes.
I love when the tables turn and we start to pick on Jim
That's fine.
instead of Jim picking on us.
Easy.
He
It's all
deserves
there.
everything he has coming to him. He deserves it. He's worked hard for all of it. Anyone that knows Jim Mooney knows that he works very hard to get the attention he gets.
Really, Jennifer? You want to go there?
Nope.
Okay.
Again, anybody that's on here, some newer people as well. Again, this is free. Open, raise your hand, put it in chat. We'll discuss you. I know there's a few people that had some sites that are at 50% occupied, as we were talking about during the pre-show hangout. If you want to talk about your location, we can brainstorm a little bit on some marketing for you right now. It's kind of table's yours. It's free flowing, so let us know. But I did want to ask one quick thing, because I saw a little press release today about Tenant Inc. working with Neighbor now. I know I've brought this up before about Neighbor, but does anyone use it? Has anyone had any acts or tried it before? Because I remember it was strictly just, I'll rent out my garage and, I'll charge it for it. But no, I know now they're doing, storage facilities. So
Like my friend?
with this square foot model.
Funny, Jim, I tried to reach out to them when they made the announcement with Cubby because I had a customer of mine that was really interested.
Okay.
And I could never connect with their sales team. I reached out to the person I was told to reach out to. I tried submitting something on their website, had a meeting scheduled. The person never showed. So if you get information, you let me know.
Well, never mind. If they got crappy customer service, I'm done. Never mind then.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. So, okay, never mind.
We got a hand up, Jim.
James, what's up?
Yeah, hey guys. With the Stamp Concrete company I recently, like a couple people, like I noticed people were saying things about the company on there, so I hopped on. It is legit. There are some leads on there that are pretty decent. So, yeah, if you had a facility locally, I would definitely recommend getting a profile going on it, even if you have to do it manually, because there are
What was it for? I missed that.
I have a Pennsylvania Stamp Concrete company. It's like Agra Stamp Concrete, it's called, and it's a great way to take Advil every day if you want a fun business that you could have a huge headache with it and need to take a lot of Advil. No, just kidding. I've learned an awful lot doing it, but we were doing traditional stuff, and then we realized this. I didn't know anything about Neighbor, and then it's legit. There's a lot of people on there. Unless I'm getting this wrong because I'm an old bastard. Is it Neighborhood or whatever? Neighbor?
Are you
Is that what
just
we're talking about, right?
door? I think you're talking about next door, right?
I think you're a different thing. I get it mixed up too. I think you're talking about next.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm under caffeinated today, and I have 4 kids, and I'm an older dude, so I am tired. I messed up. I was talking about next door. I apologize. Next door is definitely worth the effort, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's if you have a self-storage facility, there's all kinds of people go on there and talk about stuff, and it would seem that it's a little bit more trusted, because I think we can all agree that we get so hammered with reviews and Google this and Google that, and people flummox their reviews to make them look better. So I think a lot of people are on Nextdoor. So I apologize for it.
Don't apologize, because I want to hear this. So you're personally using it, or you know people that are using
Yeah,
it?
no, I jumped on and responded to a few things and got people. And I actually need to. My wife has a like a PR company, digital marketing company, and I said, hey, I need the stuff, so let's get it on this business too. And there's a young gal that works with us that's she's also a model and stuff, so she's going to get on there and do some um, some work on next on the system for us.
Like doing this kind of
'Cause
stuff? Yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. Well, because she's young and beautiful, and I'm not, so would rather use her. And she's a great person, and there's just a lot of stuff going on there, and a lot of people asking the community questions about certain businesses. So if you have
Before,
your self storage company, you're going to capture a lot of local, like just your exact avatar
all right,
around the facility.
your mission, if you choose to accept it, you got 15 minutes. See if you can go online and find a storage facility that's on Neighbor, and then come back and I want to see a
All right,
screen. I want to see something. So
all right, we'll
see if
check
you can
this
find one.
out. All right,
Okay.
I'll go back to mute and hide my face, and
Then
I'll
raise
go
your
do it.
hand so we don't forget you. Jason, what's up?
So I told you guys a little bit about me. I have a newer facility I built and I opened it up in 2024, right in January. Today I'm at 30% occupancy, so kind of a slower lease up than my last two properties. So some things I was doing, I had a third party management help me out for pretty much since the beginning. I recently let them go. I noticed they were missing phone calls, just basic stuff they weren't doing. So I took it over in October. And since I took it over, I noticed my occupancy is moving up quicker just doing it myself, but I'm still trying to come up with ideas, different marketing ideas to help fill it up. But some of the things I've done already, I hired somebody for SEO because the third party management was doing that for me, but I hired somebody else for that. Um, I've dropped off flyers and stuff like that to businesses in the area, apartments, old folks' homes, that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to, I don't know if there's something else I could be doing that I'm not doing right now.
If you're willing, throw your in chat, throw your website and your email if you want to. Throw it in there, and I guarantee I'll do it for sure. And if anybody else that's on here, well, they'll give you a little bit of an audit and be like, hey, here's the low hanging fruit.
What do your competitors look like?
There's like, I think there's three competitors around within like 3, 4 miles of me. I've talked to a couple of the operators and they've been around forever, so they're full, or close to it. There's a guy down the street that expanded, so I know he's leasing some of those spots up, but my rates are very competitive with theirs, it's either the same or a little cheaper. I do run promos all the time as well.
Jason, what town are you in?
I'm in Swartz Creek. Well, my address is a Swartz Creek address. That's another thing. And really, the city that it's listed under is not, it's closer to Grand Blanc if anyone's familiar with Michigan. So I had my SEO guy trying to target those like Grand Blanc, and then Fenton's another city that's really close to me. So I'm trying to target the neighboring towns.
Because again, you're without even looking at it yet, it's a small town. You got three competitors in a 5 mile radius, so
Yep,
part of it's just demand. I mean, you're not going to be able to just wave a magic wand and create demand all of a sudden.
for sure.
But
Are
there's
you
going to be
tracking like traffic to your website? Like, are you seeing people going to your website and then not renting?
Um, well, I mean, I had somebody else managing that. So like me personally, I don't know how to do that stuff. So I couldn't tell you. And the guy I had managing it, he never really sent me like reports and stuff like that. So kind of clueless.
he was just and he called himself a management company.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice.
Yeah.
that's yeah. I won't talk crap, but I'll talk crap.
I know, I'm like,
Just,
name drop them.
I was gonna say I won't name drop you.
Don't name drop them.
That's just that's the low barrier of just communication and reporting of what you're actually doing.
Yeah, like he would send me the reports for like Google, the SEOs, but I don't even know what I'm like. You have to
Well,
explain this stuff to me because I don't know what a local track finder is, and
yeah,
you
this
know
goes
what I
back. This
mean?
goes back to our third grader thing we were talking about. It's no offense, but when it comes to SEO and all that kind of stuff, here's the results, but you got to have it bare bones of what it actually means.
Well, Jim, he's on. It looks like he's on a storage website, and like the first thing I see on here, there's no phone number. I don't see a phone number anywhere on the website.
It's hidden on one of the pages. I found it, but
Yeah, but that's the first one. The other part is if he said what he said, his address is in one town and he's in another one. He's got a conflict right there. And Corey, you can do that with Google Business Profile, but that could be another one of the things that you're not finding that. So, and we all know that they're not the best for doing SEO behind the scenes when they give you a website. So, I mean, Corey, this is more in your wheelhouse. You could probably, you or Eva take this and run with it. But I just, the first thing I see, there's no,
Yeah, I'll be giving you some thoughts, Jason. Don't worry.
Appreciate
It also
it.
redirects you to another, web page to rent a unit. And I don't know, I've heard some customers tend to drop off when that happens because they're like, where is this taking me? This is not on the website I was just on.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
so
that's just a product of that product.
Yeah.
I would bet the phone number is not a tracking number either.
that one's not a tracking number on Google, no.
No, the one on the website.
Oh, no.
So,
well, I promise you'll be getting some feedback.
Cool.
That's again, it's the power of the group. I mean, it's not like we're here like hire us. You gotta do us. We're here to help. Honestly, everyone that's on this call, I can guarantee you, it's always give first, give value. Here to help. Cool, do a good job. It might lead to business later on, of course, but that's it's value first, and everyone's on this group, and that's trust me. The next 24 hours, you're gonna get some feedback on that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a customer of mine who, or a potential customer that reached out to me, and they wanted me to do an audit of their local SEO efforts. And I got back to them and said, well, honestly, the person that you're working with is actually decent. Like I'm impressed with what I'm seeing here, but what's your real concern? And they're like, well, I really don't understand. I'm not getting answers, and it's really frustrating. And that's where working with someone, when you're going through and you're having conversations, the accountability and the being able to give you something actionable every month is huge. So I think that's a great thing to ask when you're working with someone. Is like, what kind of reporting can you offer, and what can I expect for communication? Because I think that's where a lot of agencies have fallen. And when I was on the inside part of the house, and I used to do the digital marketing for a large operator, and we were working with multiple vendors and agencies. I'm like, I need the accountability. I need you to tell me what I need to be doing on my side, right? Let's make this a tag team effort. And a lot of agencies have fallen flat on that. So when you're
Corey,
talking
wouldn't
to
you
people,
you would agree probably with this comment I'm about to make. There's a lot of agencies out there that do that intentionally because they're preying on you, Jason. You don't know this nomenclature or the metrics or what you should be looking for. It's like a trust thing, but you can't trust and verify, and they know that, and they're just going to continue to collect monthly fees from you and not be transparent with what the real results are going on, or they might not even know the results because marketing self-storage is a unique beast. And I think dedicated teams that are in this industry would suit you better than, your guy maybe, I don't know. But agencies, they love that because they're collecting your retainer and not producing results. So
exactly, right. And so that's one of the things, it's the same thing that for a long time in storage we said, right? You really want your customers on auto pay, and you really don't want to contact them. You want them just kind of forget about it. And that's kind of the way that a lot of the agencies have operated. in the past, and it's been very frustrating. So I know just for me, the level of accountability and it's just super important. And the communication, right? You need to be able to understand what you're looking at. And if you don't, you need a partner that can help you understand those things. And I think that's been a frustration for a long time. Fortunately, a lot of people have upped their game. Jessica's got a great group. And so it's just one of those things. There's a lot of options out there, but I think that's when you're having those conversations, it's an important question to ask, and we don't always ask that.
Corey, I think you're right, but I've heard a lot of times with people, oh, my buddy built my website, or my so-and-so friend's a marketing person, and they don't know storage.
You have to know
And even though
storage.
storage is quote unquote an easy business, if you don't know the ins and outs of storage and you're building a website for somebody, or you're a marketer that focuses somewhere else that doesn't have the knowledge here,
Yep.
that's going to shoot you in the foot sometimes.
Every time.
Let me ask you guys this. So with the SEO part of it, do you think it's better? Like, I was gonna work with a local guy who does that because he knows the area. Like I was saying, my address is Swartz Creek. Um, I wanted to work with someone local for that reason versus going with StoreEdge's SEO team. Does that make sense, or is it better to just use StoreEdge?
I wouldn't use storage as SEO team. I
No.
would reach out to Corey or Eva or some of the other ones and get some advice. And I would talk to, before I hire anybody, I would consult with 2 or 3 of them and say, what do you have for me? What can you do for me? And then maybe say, give me a reference to somebody you work with and show some results, because just because that's the one you've been working with. And it's the same thing for me as a consultant. When I refer people out, I refer 2 or 3 because I don't want to have a prime example. I just did one the other week where I referred an owner to a couple third party companies. He came back and said, okay, I like these 2. Which one do you want me to pick? I'm like, I am not picking that. It's your choice. I've given you one to talk to, and I've done it with Eva and Corey multiple times. Yeah. Talk to these 2 ladies and pick one, because it works. But just don't, just because, oh, so-and-so said to use them. I always do my homework.
James, you got something else to say? Your hand's raised?
Oh yeah. So guys, I did just on the other thing we were talking about, I threw a screenshot in there. It is worth it. But I actually have a horror story for you guys on paying for digital marketing and self-storage, and not self-storage exactly. We have another business called thehappyskipper.com. It's like West Marina, like boats and things like that. And my wife had a really cool brand with, women's bags and custom clothing and all that. And we had paid $5,000 into this e-com thing about optimizing your store and all the best practices. And we were in that group for a year. Long story short, we met one of their key people that does the marketing. We ended up engaging with them. And my wife's brand, we ended up dropping $30,000 with this group between their fees and advertising. And we got 0. So all I could do is advise you guys to be really careful. And, we were already committed, and it was shop vac money out the door. I would have rather spent that money on anything. You can buy a Maserati for $30,000. Lots of better ways to spend $30,000. Please be careful. I'll shut up here.
Oh, you're good. And I saw you just post that next door. Let me share my screen so everyone can see it. This is what it is, huh? So
yeah, that's it. It's also like Facebook Marketplace. They have things for sale and stuff, but there's a lot of eyes on it. Oh, the other thing I forgot to tell you guys is one thing I learned by spending in excess of $30,000 on advertising, probably 80, 90, and not getting much from those other businesses. There's companies called like leadpost.com is one of them, and there's probably 10 competitors that are better and cheaper. But these companies, you can put them on your self-storage website. It hangs out, you tie it in with Google Analytics and whatnot. But these companies will pick up on digital fingerprints, little bits and pieces, IP, strings. And basically, if you have 1,000 people on your site in a month and only 20 people sign up for your, to be on your mailing list, it might reveal the identity of upwards of half of them, or sometimes more, sometimes less. But you get names, emails, contact information. Obviously, you have to be compliant with CAM laws and spamming, but it lets you potentially market to them saying, hey, I think I saw you on our site, and you guys can take it from there. But I just wanted to share that bit. That's a real powerful thing I wanted to share with you. Take care.
Interesting. No, thanks for the input. Kelly, just join next door. No, I'm gonna do that too. As I've talked about it for a month. I've never actually have done it yet, so I'll have to do that and see if it actually works. Mary,
Got a hand up.
Yeah, Mary, what's up?
You're on mute, Mary.
You said a few moments ago when you're talking with the other fellow, and I apologize for not catching his name. You said go on to Neighbor and see if you can find a self-storage. And then here we got next door Neighbor. They sound a lot alike, getting that confused. So I went into Neighbor and I seen that what Neighbor looks like it is an Airbnb type product, but there are some self-storages on there, not very many, but it's more like people have a shed in their backyard.
Yeah.
That's
how it started.
Storages.
Yeah. That's how it started. I saw them doing storage.
But I don't know. So since I've been on this, that there's one self-storage that's listed in my area, listed on there, and it makes me wonder whether they're taking some of their inventory and putting it on neighbor.com so that, because I don't know whether it would blend in with what they are already using. So that was you'd ask what is going on with Neighbor. Would somebody go on and take a look at it? And so I'm sorry for zoning out whoever all was talking, so I could look at this to see if it's something that I would want to do to help fill up my facility.
Yeah, I would literally call, or if you call that particular competitor, but find somebody else that's using that platform. Flat out, just call the facility.
Well, that competitor is the competitor is not the competitor is not in my 3-mile radius.
Oh, cool.
It's in my 25-mile radius. So I have no problem calling him. That competitor is also has about every other month looking for a new employee. So I don't think there's any I feel like I could call there and get lots of information from whoever answers the telephone. But since they can't seem to keep employees. But that's what I found out, and that's my answer. And
cool. Thank you.
Mute myself.
Well, and theoretically, the nice thing with Neighbor and the announcement with both Cubby and Tenant is this integrated with your inventory already. So even though you're supposed to be paying Neighbor for that, it actually flows into your PMS, which is why I was really interested in that. But if anybody gets a hold of those sales team and they can get some good answers and maybe they figured it out, that'd be great to know, because I was trying to get some pricing and it was
rule number 1, answer your damn phone.
or respond to the email, or when I book something online like Camille was running into, I tried to book a demo and I booked the demo and it confirmed and the person never showed up. So
wow.
Wait, what company is this? I keep missing the name of the company.
Neighbor.
Oh, Neighbor.
Yeah, neighbor.com.
Crazy.
All right, just to let you know, we got 10 minutes left. I'll try to be mindful of everyone's time. I'm sure we can sit here for 3 more hours and BS, but 10 more minutes, and then we'll do it again next week. So anybody else, any other comments, anything else going on?
Jim, I saw a newbie, Paul Darden's on here. He's not new to the industry. Paul Darden's old school, but I saw Paul Darden finally joined us. Hey, Paul, how you doing? He's on here or not?
You're on. We can't hear you, though. Your audio is messed up. All right.
We did have a question in the chat. There's another new owner here, brand new, also wondering, same thing as Jason. I have a brand new facility, 0 occupancy, wanted to understand any knowledge nuggets. And so this one's on Cubby. Everyone can go and all of us can go and click on that and check it out. Some of us have already done that, I think, but we have 10 minutes. Maybe we can look at that one.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
It's siloselfstoragetx.com.
Well, I'm looking at that. Anyone go to now that we have everyone on here, anyone go to that ski workshop that was this past week? I'm curious how that was. Maybe not.
Our team is there.
Maybe they're still there. Maybe it's still going on. I don't know.
I think it is. Right?
It ended yesterday. Our team's there. Positive feedback all the way around. So I'm excited to talk to them more and hear more about it. And I can probably share more of it next week, Jim, once I debrief with them.
Do that. I'm always curious about those kind of things. Like how much how much work do you get done, or is it all just play, or what's that?
Eating
I'm
and
sure
drinking
it's a
hot
lot of
toddies.
Exactly.
I did talk
Can
to
you
David
spin
and
it
Nate
and
from
lift
SBOA.
lines
They
and-
said they were there, so they were busy. So
Well, that's good. Go ahead and
It's
re-put
one
in
of the
that.
best networking events, actually.
Really?
It does seem like you're playing, but there's a lot of time for networking.
I think
Highly
that's where the
recommend it.
best networking happens, though, is when you're playing together. So,
Absolutely.
Camille, you know what is
Yeah,
funny? Somebody said that to me last week about the trade shows and all. They said they get more like I'll be in Florida in a couple weeks. I know the last couple times I've been to Florida, the lobby area where the bar is in that hotel and that really nice restaurant, there's more traffic and more connections and more conversations in that part of the resort than sometimes on the trade show floor.
literally, Ed Nicholson, if you know him, he says that. He's like, I get so much more connections at the bar, of any hotel that we're staying at than even on the trade show floor.
I'm sure I've had a conversation or two with him at the bar. So yeah.
I'm sure you have. It's good times.
I'm noticing a couple of people have asked about replays and stuff. So let me bring this up again. Give me 2 minutes here. Let me show you this. So any replays, any content, we're up to 61, 62 of these we've done now, something like that. So you can always go to storagemeetup.com. There's your main site. You can go to resources, replays. Everything's there. Or on the YouTube channel, and I'll put the links in chat here. I actually just did this last weekend because I have no life, and we put everything on the YouTube channel, reorganized everything. So we got all the meetup recordings right here. Then I also did, if you watched the AI Jam session we did a few weeks back, I showcased Notebook LM and how to use that. I put all the meetups in a Notebook LM and created these little 5-minute overview videos. So the whole playlist is on there as well.
All about practical steps you can actually.
So they're all here. There's a ton. So if you don't want to go back and waste an hour, so 60 hours, and watching all of them, you can watch these overviews and see if something looks interesting, and then you can watch the rest of it right here. But I will put this in chat for you.
I love the AI stuff you do because I'm like a visual person. So when you post just like the little graphics, I'm like, great, that's the entire episode.
It's the way my brain works. I have to have the visual stuff. And so when the Notebook LM started doing their video overviews and the infographics and the slides, that's actually how I'm presenting. I'm doing an AI thing for ISS in April. So I literally sat down and I just recorded just top of my head, like just what the AI tech stack would look like, and just riffing. And I recorded that. I threw that Notebook LM and said, create slides. Now I'm not using those exact slides, but it gave me great ideas to kind of mimic and copy over, and a nice flow of how things were. So I don't know. There's so many different ways you can utilize it. I love like audiobooks and stuff like that, and YouTube when they have like YouTube videos of like the 6-hour audiobook. You copy and paste that in Notebook LM and say, give me a summary. Like, that's awesome. So
yeah, I love Notebook LM. I did a guy wanted to know about the how an upread works, and so I went into Notebook LM. I found 4 articles about the subject. I dragged them into Notebook LM. I did an infographic and a 14-page slide presentation in about 4 minutes, and I sent it to the guy and said, "Oh, this is awesome." So yeah, it makes you look like a genius.
Oh, it makes you look like a rock star. I've done that for a few client presentations we've done lately, and just to summarize our meeting, and I do that and show it to them. They're like, "Holy crap, this is amazing!" So it's a fun little hack.
Puts a few graphic artists out of business, I'm guessing, though.
They've been out of business for a while, I have a feeling. Yeah.
I see. It's about the same place.
I don't know who that is, but I'm just going to mute everybody. That's annoying. You're all muted. At least it didn't happen like 2 months ago. We did that. We don't know who was on here. Remember 2 months ago, and that manager started going off on some customer, going, "Mother effer," like, oh, like I couldn't find the mute button. I was like freaking out.
That made my Friday though. I'm not
Did
gonna
it?
lie.
I
It
would have
was
said
like
leave
It
it
was
going.
actually very entertaining. Yes.
Leave it running.
Yeah,
It's a great
it was a
learning
live
experience.
crash out, and I was like, yes, I live for this.
I'm here for it.
we
Yeah, don't mute. This is entertainment.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
not to treat customers at your facility, you know.
Yeah,
We-
prime example.
Yeah, totally.
and deep down, Jim, we've all had that customer we want to do that to, right?
Oh yeah, well totally. Just not broadcast to 100 people.
Was this at that facility where there was a murder a few months back?
Got to be more specific than that.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the guy like what was it 2 weeks ago that was like the grave robber and sticking the bones in the
You
storage?
mean the one I sent you? That
You
was
showed, yeah, you showed it.
Yeah, that was used in one of my facilities. Yeah, it's still all over the news up here, and
Really?
Dude, it's all over the news in Delaware County. It's still on it, and people are. I mean, the cemetery is now being flooded with people going to check on their loved ones to make sure theirs are okay, and it's going to be news for a long time.
Can you imagine?
There were some videos that got leaked. There was one video I saw that got leaked from a police officer that made it online. They were showing his house and parts of the facility. So yeah,
I can't imagine that. Couple minutes here. I also want to point this out. I brought it up earlier. Anyone that wants to jump on this call, since we talk about AI and stuff, this is total free thing. I do this every Friday with this guy. Again, I'm not a part of it. I just sit there in silence and listen. But if you want to be part of an AI community, sometimes we show about tools. Half the time it's more just philosophy of, are we all going to die in the next 10 years at AI's hands? We never know where the conversation's gonna go. As soon as we wrap up with this, I jump over on this one. So I will copy this link. I'll put that in chat for you if you're interested.
You really do have no life, Jim.
I don't. It's storage and AI pretty much at this point. That's
two of my favorite subjects, though, so that's good.
Every once in a while, I squeeze in a date with my wife, but that's not.
How about your kids?
Who?
You got kids?
They don't want anything to do with me anymore. I'm the old man. They all got boyfriends and girlfriends now. I never see them. They're gone. Even Christmas Day. I was like, where the hell did Sage go? And he went to his girlfriend's house. I'm like, okay. Yeah, weird. Don't know.
Don't they always say that the boys go to the girlfriend's house? It's always that. So the girls are going to come to your guys' house, which is fine, but the boys are always going to go to the girlfriend's house. So you got to get used to it, Jim.
The thing is, not to get off track, I've only met this girl twice. And they've been dating for 2 years. It's so...
What, twice in 2 years?
Yes! Like, I think maybe just I'm that embarrassing. Doesn't want her around or something like that. But
your third time maybe at the wedding, you know?
No, exactly. Nice to meet you. No. I want to do our Zoom selfie if you don't mind. So everyone that's on here, turn your cameras on, get all pretty. We'll do our selfie. And then, we'll do this again next Friday. I would like to end the meeting with thank you for taking your time out on a Friday and joining us. It means a lot. Hopefully you got some value out of it. Get some connections going. That's the whole point of it. So it's a highlight of my week. So I hope it's good for you guys too.
Hey, look, Jim, Dusty's wearing his Broncos jersey. He's hoping for a win this week.
I will watch that tomorrow. I will watch my one NFL game. I've heard that's supposed to be a good one, so I'll watch that. All right. Count of three. I'm going to do a little smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We got too many people on. I got to do one more. Get everybody. 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right. We are set.
Guys.
Of course, people are jumping on. People are jumping on because they have the wrong time zone. They missed out. All right. Sounds good, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Yeah.
Hi, Jim. Have a good weekend.
Bye. That's
Take
why I
care.
always missed it, because I was in the wrong time zone and I always missed it. And then today I was like, no, I have to get on it now.
Go on storagemeetup.com. Yeah, the add calendar right there. It'll fix the whole time zone thing for you. You don't have to think twice about it.
Dusty never gave me a heads up either. And we're in the same time zone. Thanks, Dusty.